All right, welcome. It is Halloween, 10/31/24. How about that? Trick-or-treating all around. Anybody that's not trick-or-treating should be here. 7 p.m. every Thursday night on the East Coast time. How are you, John?
I'm good. Tim
Good.
Judge, guest hosting, handling the video, realtor extraordinaire. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing well. Looking forward to a nice weekend, and I'm excited to be here. We got some trick or treats. I wanted to talk to you about what's the tricks and what's the treats of having one of these trusts. And as always, my friend from Africa, it's the middle of the night, sent me a question. So we'll get to that.
That's good. And he's typing himself too in the classroom, which is great.
Yes. Frank's Upholstery in the house already. Good evening, gentlemen. Yes, good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. All right, you too. Thank you. Thanks for the support.
And of course, welcome to all your Instagram viewers that are by your side.
Yeah, that's you, everybody. And if you have any thoughts or questions on Instagram, hey, just type them out. We'll just run through the show, what we're going to do, unless you like, hey, what about this? So fire away. If anyone has any questions or YouTube or anywhere.
Yes. I'll put that banner up. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. Send it to a friend. Anybody that you've ever talked to about trust and wants to know more information, please send them here to get it from the source. The founder, our fearless leader, Jack McCaig. And before we get into the deeper discussion, any special announcements or anything going on for the spooky Halloween? Any tricks or treats we should know about that are coming up on the website?
Every single trick or treat is available.
Okay.
Tonight. There's a sale with 20% off. Every single trick or treat we have it. Nothing is left out. Nothing. All is bundled, right, already for crazy, ridiculous, get everything bundle for the McCaig Mastery Trust bundle. But for Halloween and this weekend, maybe this weekend, but definitely Halloween, it's on sale for another 20% off because you need all the tricks or treats, right? Like if you're into Halloween, you need all the tricks or treats. And we have literally not the candy stuff. You could go buy some of that. Okay. Or you need a costume, go ahead and buy one. I'm talking about the real tricks or treats, the adult ones, we get a bunch of money and nothing goes to Uncle Sam. Those are tricks or treats. So that's what's going on. Thank you for asking.
The endless supply of year-long treats. That's what we're looking for.
It's so true. It is nice to, get a deposit in a bag or, all the things that happen. You're like, oh, okay.
Adil is saying the Dodgers are going crazy in LA. Congratulations. I'm up here in the New York area, so you go ahead and enjoy that. But that's all I'll say about that.
The big cities, East and West, right?
And Captain Crypto in the house. Hey, Jack. Captain Crypto, if you're a member of the classroom, please hook up with me. I'd love to talk to you about what you're doing in crypto. That's the show I run after this one is a crypto show.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, welcome.
Hey, Jack.
And George, how come every time we get near election, they start talking about all these biological threats like bird flu and monkeypox and other bizarre, exotic stuff? I think he tried to say.
Oh man, he left out a letter
there. Don't answer. We already know. Yeah, we do know. It's everything. The world is going to end every October for every 4 years from October, and then November. Everybody all of a sudden they solve the problems.
Right. There's
by January.
There's a moment when everything they fall. You know what I mean? But they stumble. Will they get back up? Right?
Yeah.
They better push that beeper thing. I fallen and I can't. That's the government. They need one of them beepers. I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh my goodness.
Oregon and Washington have killed so many chickens recently that you might want to stock up on chicken before it's not available anymore. Oh boy. That's discerning.
That's kind of a double entendre there.
Disconcerting.
I'm not afraid of nothing, and so I'm not chicken. So I didn't need to. Maybe I do need chicken, but I don't need meat. So I was like, I don't. Is it a metaphoric chicken or you know?
The chicken and the egg.
Yeah, right. Like trying to get that egg to crack. That's for sure. But it's got a egg charmer on it, so we're cool.
Well, I tell you, with all the problems going on, I don't want to go down a deep political rabbit hole, but it's obvious who the marketer is. With I think the most hilarious things in the last week was him at a McDonald's and then him in a garbage truck, and he just comes back. He has a comedic timing and a marketing about him that's just unstoppable, and
I
she
love
can't
it. I
she
haven't
can't
seen
handle
none of
that.
it. I don't have TV or nothing. So
Oh
so
yeah,
that is, and I'm not on social media. My crew handles social media. But so that is just, I am so happy to hear it
it's
because
hilarious.
they're really, let's just say there may be 4 famous people at most in America, really actual famous. There's Elon, there's, pro
Yeah,
wrestler Trump, and then there's, if you like, okay, think of a woman, you're like, okay, everybody says Beyonce, you're like, oh, but then they talk about TV, then there's some card, oh, Dacia, that's it.
oh
So there are 4 famous people in America, really, basically only 4. So if there are only 4 famous people and one of them out of the 4 people gave people hundreds of thousands of dollars,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I mean? Just here you go. T That would be the most famous popular individual in the history
yeah,
of the United States to pretend that somebody that no one has ever heard of, ever, basically, even while she was vice president, uh is neck and neck with, as you say, like the pro wrestler with exquisite timing and the
yeah,
most outlandish, you're not going to believe what he's going to do next every single time. And as second he gets in office, you're going to give everybody money. You know it.
yeah,
So he might lose, like,
yeah, yeah.
and it's not rigged. I'm just saying, like, even if you're just crazy, you know what
Well,
I'm
that
saying?
was and we can leave this conversation whenever you want. But that's what I said to somebody. I was like, you got a guy who got 80 million votes last time, and a lifelong politician. Well, let's give the other guy that much. A lifelong politician who was in the game 4 years ago. So let's just leave that one in the past. But this time around, you have her who whatever she's accomplished is nothing compared to what Joe Biden did and nothing compared to what Donald Trump did. So I don't know how they think she's going to score over 81 million votes because I know the same 81 million are coming back for him.
Oh,
So
easy.
there's no way that she's going to get
Yeah,
Joe
so
Biden's
this
81 million.
because you know what's gonna happen? She's gonna win, which is gonna be the funniest thing ever because it has to happen. Because what's the worst outcome that could happen? Her winning. You know what I'm saying? So they have to cause such a great problem. You know what I mean? And then blame it on China. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, but you know what China did? So it's their fault. So,
Yeah.
you know, uh, Wuhan or wherever. It's so funny. It's hilarious. It just makes
Yeah.
no sense at all.
All right, Captain Crypto jumping in with a question. I have some questions. Do you know or have someone in the trust that has VA disability and managed to get food stamps? For them, apparently, this counts as income and is too much, which is ridiculous.
That's just general rules for, a slave with nothing, person with nothing.
Yeah,
They're they all do that. Oh, you got some of this, so we're gonna cut some of this. And
right,
that's just what they do, sadly. So yeah, no, that's kind of normal. That means one thing that means is your VA benefits are decent, or else that they wouldn't be shutting it
right,
down that much. So
right, right,
you're doing what you can. Uh, but yes, I think that's an important point to bring up for people that are unfamiliar with this game, that they don't like to give out money to us at all. Uh,
right.
and they have reasons where like, well, you got some over here, so we're gonna. So no, can happen where other benefits given by the government can make the EBT amount go down a little. Like, for example, my person gets what do they call retirement benefits
Mhm.
because I paid so many taxes over the years. It's a giant sum every month I get. It actually just went up to $320 a month, and the EBT is lower because of that by like $40 every month. It's like,
Because you're
so,
collecting so much.
yeah, because I'm getting super much money. So no, they do it like even at that tiny amount that my person gets for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, nah. Oh, it's good to hear from Alex, and Alex, your support is always appreciated. Thanks so
There
much,
he is.
Alex.
Yep. George is back. We have the proof that the software for the voting machines is made in communist China and labeled in Taiwan, owned by Venezuela and bad actors, and they're going on the evening news, which the evening news is owned by Soros. But we go on again. Trusted votings. Let's get back to the trust trick or treats. Our votes really counted. Let's
No,
see.
votes are never counted. That's
we're getting into it because actually by the next show we should have a new president. So this
Wow!
would be
Oh my
exciting.
god! Really? What? Are you
Or
serious?
elect president-elect.
We're
We'll
voting
see.
soon? Huh.
Tuesday.
Gotta pay attention.
Tuesday. Go
Really?
vote early and vote often. That's what my grandfather always
Oh
said.
my god! Vote early, vote often. That's funny. I need to vote like 200 million votes. But I need to really go there. Like, oh. No, I need it. Wait, is it? I need to vote 80. What is it? 82 million times. That's what I need to do.
Yeah.
And I'll be choosing like I don't know whoever's playing the Ronald McDonald character now. You're president. There you go. Whoever is, some. Never mind. I don't know. Anyone, any. What they should do is just randomly choose whoever's president. Okay, out of the population, you're president. There you go. You have it for a month. Enjoy.
Well, let's say with another comment but does moving them into the trust that would work? I think they're talking about the benefits again. There's no way around the
No.
benefit.
Let's just keep going into this. Those benefits are via the person. You see what I'm saying? Those benefits are through and only through the entity called the person. They don't come through another entity, right? Your VA benefits. Oh, hey, I'm the sign up. Here's my W2. Here's my person. Here's my all capital letter name. Here's the 9-digit social security number. You signed all the documents and stuff when hey, yeah, that sounds cool. Here we go. And so that's a contract. And so that's with the person. That's, not an LLC, not a trust. It's with the person. So, and that you can't go back and change that original paperwork. We're talking about benefits after the fact. So this is a done deal forever. There's no change in nothing. So there's no moving anything to trust or anything. That's already a past thing for past consequences. So the trick is with that is make sure you're operating the trust and have everything in there that way you're never going to be at risk of breaking any other rules or having any assets or anything at risk. Everything's over there, any car, home, the deal. Everything's over there in a trust. So your person, the best it can do is qualify for everything that it qualifies for and not have any uh, you know, other income or assets or any of those things here that in any way limit it. Yeah, if you got a certain amount from a VA or if you get a certain amount SSI, SSD, whatever, then like or like what I was saying, retirement benefits, right? If you get any of those things, they're going to knock down ABT because they both come through the person, both of those things. You see, that's where they're contracted through. So there is that overlap. There's no way of getting around that overlap. The trust is what it is, but it can't replace the person and then somehow put it in. Oh, let me redo the contract for no, those kind of benefits only come through the person. They have limits and they knock down other limits. So that's not a possibility. Sorry about that. Good question though. I'm glad we got back to the trust. I know Tim has been patiently waiting with some questions and stuff like that too. If we're getting into the meat of the, we've left the hors d'oeuvres. Let's cast it, Frito. Oh, Tim, wait, I can't hear you. You
There we,
lost it on your mic. You
there
come
we
back
go.
there. There you are. Sorry.
George wants to know why William the Conqueror called it a doomsday book.
A Domesday book. He said Domesday though.
That was Adele saying in our free dome.
Let's cast it in freedomism, right? And that's what we're talking about here. Uh, being under a separate jurisdiction with this trust. They can do all the nonsense they got to do. It's already predetermined. They have no new songs. They have no new when the stock market is going to go up or down, or no new cars. There's no new stocks. They don't have. There's no new currency. There's no new anything. Nothing new is going to ever happen. Nothing new under the sun. They say, and that's an absolute fact that there will never be a single thing that they are going to create or develop or something. No, it's all pre-planned and it rolls out on a script. Everything. So that's super boring once you find that out. And so I am into getting out of the dome. And so this trust can help people do that. Hey, who can crack the egg and get us out of here? Only God. So this is a Christian loophole, this trust. You sign it up. Just like it says in the New Testament, this guy Jesus says, hey, you got to give everything to God. And in Acts 5, if you don't, you die. So it's something that all Christians have to do. You can't call yourself a Christian and not give everything to God. And actually, this copyrighted trust is the only method to be an actual Christian. No one else is. They think they are, but they're not following the New Testament. I mean, we're talking life or death. We're talking eternal life or death. So, that's pretty, you did it right or you did it wrong. Basically, it's very simple stuff. You have to give everything to God, meaning your trustee. It's not yours. Yeah, you could, do anything you want with the money in it. In other words, you don't answer to the jurisdiction of the EGOT we trust, the state of Florida, Georgia, Connecticut, USA, blah, 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 all that nonsense, some made up, fictitious stuff. You're actually, oh, okay, I'm a Christian. I'm with God. Love God, love your brothers and sisters. So those are the two laws. So you do that your best, and then you get out of the dome. So it's very
Alex says, preach it.
like, I don't want to get too preachy, but I mean, it is a Christian loophole, as this is a Christian nation. So it's like, you can't say we can't be Christians in a Christian nation. So it's like, okay, because they're not, obviously. We trust. We is not, you look at the Bible anyway, we nope. There's no we. Like, Jesus never named we. Neither. It just never comes up. So that's not, they're not Christians. So they're using the same loophole to be with, God's shadow. So we can definitely use it, as we've proven here for so many years. Not the slightest hiccup. In fact, people quit answering questions. The standard old standard question. Yeah, but what if this? What if that? What if this problem? What about blah, blah, blah? That thankfully
I'll play
years ago.
along. I'll play along a little bit.
Good.
What happens when the current president is the president of a bankrupt corporation, right? It is not the that's what they say. It's a bankrupt, in God we trust is a bankrupt corporation. And the trust that we created is under the Constitution and recognized under that. What happens when our guy gets in there and comes back into power and then wipes out the evil corporation that's been going on? If you get that kind of influence of
yeah, that won't be happening. No one has noticed the In God We Trust except for myself. I was the first one to notice it, and now I've told other people about it. But it's they're using this loophole to be with not God. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you can side with the devil. That's like on Wikipedia, for crying out loud. the Faustian, doctrine or whatever, literally the only way to become famous so they all know how to do it. And literally the first time I went to go sign, this devil sat next to me and offered me $485 million cash,
Right.
not to sign the trust, to use it and tell everyone about it. So there's no, I know it's real because I already had that conversation many years ago. So
Right.
this whole thing is real. It's a very, once you find that out, you're like, man, this thing is super simple. Like,
Hmm.
you mean that's real? You mean I don't have to look at everything else and a million other? Great. You know what I mean? Okay, just sign this trust. I'm good. And then I just do my best. It's pretty loose rules. Love God and love your brothers. Okay, I'll do my best. Sorry. That's much better than you were driving 3 miles over the guy right here. Here's your piece of paper. Give me some of that money back. It's just like, what are you people?
Yeah.
You're all crazy. You know, you got 1 billion laws, maybe 3 billion laws, maybe 20 billion laws. Nobody knows how many billion laws you have.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, they fancy call themselves law enforcement officers. I was like, but I'll tell you, anytime anybody's in court, I would just be like, do you have any questions for the cop that's they're trying to ruin your life? It's like, yeah. Are you law enforcement officer? And they'd be like, what kind of question is that? No, I'm just asking you. Or can you even answer that? They'd be like, yeah. Let's just, of course, they'd be evil
Hmm.
like that, right? And you'd be like, okay, well, so you don't just follow orders or anything like that, because that would be slavery, right? So you're a law enforcement officer, great. So just to prove to everyone in the court of law, you got a mic in front of you. You're a law expert, so I guess you have them all memorized. So just go ahead and just dictate your favorite law. Don't I'm not even going to pull one out and say what dictate this law. You got to know them all, right? So just go ahead and just dictate word for word, and give us the punctuation too of your favorite law.
Hmm.
Not one of them could recite a single law. They're not law enforcement officers. If you don't know the laws, like a lawyer doesn't know the laws, they have to look them up, and they
Right.
had 3 years of training at least. So how is a law enforcement officer a law enforcement officer? They're not. They're
Right.
obviously just, the ones keeping us as slave to the bankers, i.e., the devil. That's all every single law enforcement officer is. There's no good ones. They all know what they done. They all sold the soul. There's no such thing as a good one. It's like, oh, you know what? There's a really nice kindergarten teacher in the public school. No, there's not. There's not. They're teaching a bunch of lies. They're lying to
Yeah.
them. I don't care how cute they're. I don't care how great looking. The banker bait is in the lobby of the bank. You know, it's
Hmm.
just they're evil in there. Like, know what's going on. We have the information here at Liberty Academy on what's actually going on. What It's not like I'm just sitting here blabbing on like I am on this show right here. I know you're busy. I know you got to get in the course. You got to get the trust open. Then you got to do the next thing that makes money or cuts expenses off. I'm an accountant. I don't talk like this on the videos. It's like, do this, do that, do this, do that. And
Hmm.
we have a classroom that I'm the moderator, and so is Tammy. We're watching in there all day, every day. Like, who's got a question? What's up? Put your photo, your document, your, video, a picture, anything you got,
Hmm.
put it in there, and we'll get the answer figured out for you. Okay. Every day, you know, hurricane, slow me down for a day or two. That's about it.
Right.
I'm always here. No one's had a single like hiccup problem. Like this works, except when it doesn't work. No, this trust always works for everyone. There's none of
Right.
that. So this is very simple, basic stuff that basically we just didn't get told about, right? I went through, getting a master's in accounting, got my also master's in business administration, undergraduate in business and finance. They didn't mention any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They're like, this would have been like if you were actually teaching us useful information, this would have been day one of high school. You know what I'm saying? Not like even college or nothing. You know what I mean? Maybe grade school. Like everyone should know this information. They're just hiding it. You know, they're using this safe passageway method trust stuff for themselves. They were thinking, oh man, let's just run this banker slavery down on everyone. They're so stupid. Not a single one of them's ever going to figure this out. They're a bunch of morons. So I figured it out. And guess what? I'd rather be dead than live in your prison system. So I'm telling everyone about it.
Mm-hmm.
Year after year, live show after live show. And God's like, don't worry, I'm not going to let him be killed. And they're like, oh, we're getting tired of trying to kill him. He might get a video of us not being able to do it. So they quit doing that. So, now I'm just here. I'm tired of fighting every war. So I'm not like, what was his name? Paul Westfall or something, like player coach. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to play every single minute of every single game anymore. I don't have to figure out every single solution, every problem. I've already pretty much done every single one, and it's in these courses here. Okay, so I'm just going to sit here and make sure everyone understands this, and it has basically a super easy time of it. We're constantly looking into our courses. What about this? What about that? Every link. We're really going over things like at the end of the year time. Tammy's taking a break. We've been doing so much of it. She's like taking a week off. But we're going to come back and basically go over every single little detail. Again, we've done it so many times because the only thing we care about here is you and your family and that this works for you. The government and all that nonsense, we can sit here, yuck it up or whatever, but there's nothing we can gain from that. You know what I'm saying? Like we can talk about it, but this stuff, lost Instagram for a second. Wow. But this stuff actually helps our family. It reduces our expenses. We don't have to pay these things anymore. Oh, I don't have real estate tax anymore. Great. And on with so many things. And
I've
then
got
the government sends you money.
I've got a little win to say that my wife applied for the lunch program at the school, and she was like, "Hey, I got to put this down. What do you make?" And I said, "Nothing." She goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "I told you. I said everything I have goes paid into the trust. The trust, doesn't."
She got it when she was doing the form for the first time. That's so cool.
She did the form, and so with just
epiphany
hers.
moment. I love it.
Yeah. So with just her income, because she's a an employee that it doesn't go into a trust, so she just has her income listed there. So that's going to be no issues when they go to approve the kids, multiple kids into the lunch program, because we don't show enough income.
Right.
And yeah, so she was like zero, and she was like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't get paid. Tim Judge does not get anything."
Love it.
And she was like, "Okay, so that'll probably work then." And I was like, "Yeah, it should."
I love it.
So yeah,
I love it. The ripple effects are incredible. All these little things that have real meaning, like food's not expensive now. What? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and plus, that's like hot food where you are. You know what I'm saying? For your children, like instantly right in front of them. That's helpful.
yeah,
That is helpful. So that's great. I mean, I'm glad to hear that. This is like absolutely practical information. Plus, the other thing about it is that isn't it great that the mind control does not overtake your children through this process? You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, cool, we get the free lunch because, my dad got the hack on the money systems, got the trust, and they actually learn about it and know about it. And so does your wife and everything. I mean, you're in the upper echelon of knowledge. Like, I didn't have to sign up my soul with the devil and the Illuminati. We actually no, we're fine. We're Christian, and no, we're happy. We're fine. So I love it, man. Thanks for sharing that.
yeah. Frank's asking if I get a 1099. I do not get a 1099 because the money goes straight into the trust. So Tim Judge has nothing to do with any of that. And that's I've told this many times. It's a big real estate commission, and it goes straight into the trust which has its own EIN. Boom, goes there. And then the funny part of the story is that the company tried to give me a 1099, and I said no. You did not pay Tim Judge that money. And they said, oh, don't worry, it'll figure itself out. I said, no, you just lied to the IRS. I was like, you should fix this right now. I didn't lie to them. You never sent the check to me. And they were like, oh, we'll get right on it, because they were just going to let it blow over because they knew that I was tagged on the deal, but the money didn't come to me. I said, you can't give me a 1099. Tim Judge never got paid. So they reversed that and sent it to nobody, because the trust didn't ask for it, and doesn't report, and that's that. So yeah, there's your answer.
I love it, man. It's one of my favorite stories that you have. You have a bunch of them, and that's what happens. Tim is living his life, and has this information, has a family, and works, and it has a lot of irons in the fire and so on. The trust handles all that, and yet still hacks the money system and allows money to come into the family and less to go out.
Yep.
IRS ain't getting a nickel, and the government can start paying up. I love it. And anyone, not just myself or Tim, could be sitting here on the show that is doing this work and basically tell their own individual story. We'd love to have anybody hit the link, and as sometimes people do get on here, but anyone's story that's doing this work is absolutely captivating, I'll tell you, because they start with, yeah, we did this and did that, but if they stay for another minute or two, you start to hear some really miraculous events and interesting stories. Not just about what happens with the trust, but about them as an individual, because to able to see the truth is so, you sort of had to have had it with the system, you know what I mean, for
Yeah.
reasons you've lived through. And so this attracts a, super high caliber of individual, both intellectually, spiritually, experientially, uh, really high caliber people end up coming to this work because we have proof. Unlike other schools like Yale and Harvard and Stanford and all those, let's just say, bunch of marketing BS that tell you a bunch of lies and totally useless information, unless you're getting like some medical degree where cutting open a heart or something. You better know how to do that. But the rest of it's just BS. The accounting,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of lies. The business is like, no, you sell your soul, you get all the money. I already met with a guy. So all their stories are a bunch of BS. All their schools. Liberty Aid Academy has proof. Go look at all the testimonials. We're not like, oh, and in the future, sometime this is, where, man, no. You open up your trust immediately, and the IRS gets Zippo, okay? Forever. Everything that goes in there, nobody can touch it. And then you start doing all the other hacks, and government gets less money, less and less, and your person gets in all their free programs. And it, not you, your person, not having anything means it's really immune from judgment and drama and problems and horrible situations where the government or banks or all these other just horrible groups and individuals are coming after you. But now they don't have any reason to do that anymore, you see, because you don't have any for them to, if there's a whole bunch of bird seed out there, you're definitely going to get a bunch of birds, but there's nothing in the container for anyone to get. There's no birds coming by to steal anything.
That's right.
See? So this is a permanent structural hack, that the super wealthy use. And I'm just telling you, I'm not charging you ridiculous sums of money the way everyone else is doing. I'm a Christian. No one else is using it in this method. No one is using a trust, and no one alive, because this comes through a spiritual hierarchy. It's like, this is how you sign up with Jesus Christ. Okay. And it's real and it works. Okay, everybody. Super simple stuff this is, but it's only for those that are like, you can't see, like, they're not counting votes, okay? It's a big show, and the whole thing, all the stories in the schools, it's all a bunch of lies. Like, it's funny to watch, but it's not true. This helps your family, okay? This puts money in the bank account, get you a debit card, less money goes out to them, and more money comes into your family. That's all I care about. I don't have time to watch those shows. Like, it's funny to see some of it once in a while. I get it. Ha, ha, ha. But after a while, it kind of like is like, man, could they just shut up at some point ever? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always the same. Just we're not 3-year-olds, shut up. Okay. I don't watch them hardly ever because I can't handle it.
Well, that's why they call it television programming.
Oh, man.
But here you go. Question. If I want to move assets, what would be the process? And do I have to fill taxes anyway next year on my person for still having those assets this year?
Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe you could file it, maybe you don't have to, because listen, if everything's in your trust, your person got nothing, and they want back taxes, how they gonna get them? They can't. End of. You see? Oops. Whoops. Oh, what? Yeah, no. You don't have to give it to them if you don't want to. It could if you want, but nah. The method for moving assets depends on the asset, right? So if the asset is something type of land or something like that, or some similar real estate, where some air, right? Uh,
Mhm.
then that's by a deed, right? And it goes into a trust via a deed. So if it's something else, right? Like say a vehicle of some sort, like a boat or a car or a mobile home or blah blah blah. Those are things that use a title. Okay, so that's how those assets change into a trust, and from a title at the DMV. The land is sold real estate, deed down at county records and so on. Okay, and the rest of it, we're talking about usual, like crypto account or cash or whatever, an account that's in the name of the trust. That's how you do it. You can have a crypto account, you can have a bank account, you can have a credit card account, all that stuff in the name of trust. And all that's in the courses. It teaches you how to do all of that. Uh, I do have an ongoing mentor live or YouTube thing that I recommend for anyone doing this work. Uh, so that's extra because it's a YouTube membership. But everything else we have is, comes with getting the McCaig Mastery Trust bundles, all the courses, everything, including the classroom where you can ask me questions in the forum, whatever comes up. I'm always in there.
Captain Gorilla, can't they freeze my account, the SSA, VA, disability, since the money goes to my person?
No, what account? Freeze what account? No. No, no. What? What? Why don't they freeze my account? Like, why don't they freeze my what is that? Oh, what do they call Social Security, right? My retirement benefits for my person. Why don't they freeze it? You know what I'm saying? What? No. Uh, that thing where you go on the portal where it's like, oh, SSA, whatever you're on, that government website. You're like, what account do you want the money to go into? You put in the account number, the routing number. That's all you put in there. And it goes to your trust account. End of story. That's it. No, they don't. Don't care what account it goes into and stuff like that. No.
Well, if you're using your first name trust account too, that no flags there. Just gonna okay.
Right, first and last name trust exactly. So it would match and so it exactly like
Right.
where is that thing? Oh, I got it under here. It's holding a page. I was gonna hold up my government check that I get $770 FEMA actually paid money. Not per individual, they didn't say that. Per address. So if your home got wiped out, you know,
You got
and
$750.
you 770, not
Oh,
50.
sorry.
20 extra. What? Come on. What did you get with $20? You get a whole shingle with that, maybe. If your roof, like, you probably get a whole other shingle. Like, no. I mean, it's pathetic. And I had put on a roof in between hurricanes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? With the paperwork and everything. He's like, no, Inspector, I don't know if I need that. I'm like, you're taking a picture of this. I talked to the manager of FEMA. He says you need this. You're taking a photo of it. Take a photo and put it in there right now. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you put it in there. I know. He's like, yeah, all right. Yeah. You try to just screw what? You just do it right in front of my face. Do it afterwards. My God,
Right.
you know, pretend like you're not screwing me in my presence for crying out loud. Don't you know how to work for FEMA? My God, pretend we're not going to screw you and then give you nothing. Like FEMA and insurance. So, like, is there any difference? Can you imagine having that job? You just go
Yeah.
like this to the computer, you look around, and then you leave, and you give nobody anything ever. You're like, okay, see you later, suckers. I mean, that's your all day, everyday job, and you get paid to be like, nope,
Yeah.
nope, no, no, nope, nope. Nobody gets to see any of it. It's like, oh, God, can't
Because
kill them.
it's all wrapped up from Sandy. We were talking about that last week, that the FEMA's broke because they didn't give out the money from Sandy, and they can't get more money because they still sitting on money that they didn't pay out, and now they can't pay out people that need it. It's the dumbest thing. Here we go. When FEMA gives you 700, the fine print says you have 1 year to pay them back, or there's a lien on your property. Does the check come with strings attached?
No strings. This was 770. It's like, okay, you're on the 7th plane, and there's no. I'm like, yeah, but that's it. I don't expect nothing else.
It's in the initial paperwork they give you, not on the paperwork you signed for the 700.
Maybe.
All right.
I wouldn't put anything. There's nothing. It's all about enforcement, though. Here's the thing, and they combine and enforce stuff, and stuff happens to them that I get to film and stuff, and they just don't combine anymore.
Right.
'Cause they don't like that. They've asked me, please, Mr. McCaig, please not to come back to court. I'm like, I like your attitude. Okay. I hate it here, first of all. And you in particular, saying this, Judge, and all the rest of you, just hate your guts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the place and the vibes and everything you do. And I don't know why my prayers aren't answered and you don't burst into flames a second. But I am happy to not come back. As happy as you are to not have me, I am even happier not to come. Oh, can't wait for the place to go up in flames when God says, hey, I'm going to turn them into molten lava. Thank you. Let me get some binoculars for that. I'm going to stand over here. Fantastic. Oh, so annoying. So that's why we do these hacks in the meantime, right? Let's keep our money safe. Let's keep our children safe. Let's keep the finances safe. Let's keep the wife safe. Let's keep, life is getting ridiculously hard in the financial house.
Yeah.
It's just they just have they're just like, well, as long as we get what we want, we'll just make them pay more. We'll just have them pay more. It'll be funny. They'll just run out of money and they'll all be homeless. This is gonna be so funny. It's like that ain't funny at all. That's not funny over my house. It's not funny. I don't know anyone who thinks it's funny.
Right.
Okay. Nobody thinks it's funny except for you all running the place think it's funny. But I don't think it's funny at all. So that's why we need this. That's why we need to do it ourselves. We need to put things into trust. We need to maximize what we get from the government and give them zero. The government stole all the land and everything. Why would you pay them taxes? What? No, they should be paying you. This is how they pay you. Not just you, your children, your family, everyone. You teach them it all, and then everybody qualifies for everything. Then if everything's in a trust, we got other hacks like, hey, why don't we get some gold? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you turn it into a leprechaun? It's legal. Did you know it's legal to be a leprechaun? It is absolutely legal. You build up your credit for your person. That's not you. Remember, now nothing's in the person's name. Build it up to a couple $100,000. Go buy gold coins off of ampex.com, right? The cheapest way. And buy gold buffaloes. They're 100% gold instead of liberties. I used to say liberties, but they both have an ounce of gold, but the liberties have like alloys in it, and whereas a buffalo doesn't. So anyway, just how'd you like to be a little leprechaun, right? With a big stack of gold 1 ounce US minted coins and gold buffaloes. You can buy a house with that. Like, that's better than credit score. What do people use a credit score for anyway? To get enslaved to a mortgage? How's that good? How's having a good credit score good? I don't get it. Like, if you could buy a whole bunch of gold coins, great. Okay, yeah, miss a person's credit score for 7 years. Great, that's worth a couple hundred grand in gold. Like, yeah, then you can get into that. And then what? Your person has nothing, so there's nothing they can get. Even if they get a judgment, they can't get a dime ever. And so you got your gold coins. You're going to go dump that into your trust, turn it into cash or not, whatever, right? And then after you're, hey, my person is good again, right? Go build up your credit again and take them for more money, right? Take their money. They took the whole country. They stole everything. We don't get any food. We don't get electric. We don't get water. What do we get? Nothing. It's our country. They stole all of it, and they're charging us now. The manager of our country and all our resources are now charging us for everything. So no, this isn't stealing. They stole from us. Stole it all. We're taking back what is ours, actually. And this is the only way to do it legally without, turning it into a Jeffersonian, which is what really you should investigate people, If the government doesn't serve the people, why is the government in place? It should be, Thomas Jefferson said that is the story. So why is this government still in place? Like, what? If the government owes money, we need a new government. It would just, nope. We went bankrupt, and now you know how much our government owes? Nothing. And you know how much it's going to owe in the future? Nothing. We're just going to print money.
Yeah.
Solve the whole problem. I'll be president, and we owe no money, right? How about just write down that? Hey, that Jack. Just write Jack. See how many? I got 83 million. Sweet. Yeah. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to say it. If you elect me president, I will give everyone $1 million in cash the day I get elected, period. Everyone gets $1 million cash. Elect me president, you get $1 million cash. I don't give you, unless you have $1 million, in which case I'm going to take $1 million. Anything over $1 million that you have, I'm going to take all of it out of your bank account. I don't care. Whatever bank account has more than $1 million, taking it all, right? And I'm giving it to anyone that doesn't have $1 million day one of presidency. Okay, so let's see.
You're not going to get mine because it's in a trust.
Yeah. Who needs money? Who needs money? And yeah, it's okay, right? When I'm going to give you, the person, money, it's okay. I'm going to say it on TV. If you have a trust, it's okay. You don't have to put it in your personal. You can put it straight into your trust. It's no problem. We're not going to be no take backs or nothing like that. Okay, thanks. Bye. Yeah, no problem. If you're Christian, it's cool. Now put it in a trust. You're good. Yeah, no, it's cool. That would be day one.
Promise the Truth is asking, what's your take on transferring the property into a trust using lawful silver certificate for the value using a quick claim?
I mean, I've heard that one on the internet. So unfortunately, it lets me know that, sadly, you're still under your programming, which you wouldn't be after a while if you became a student at the school, because you're asking about, mantras from social media that are complete BS and do nothing, right? So, I mean, silver certificate for value, you say, like, that's a bunch of, spell nonsense. It doesn't see the difference between this school, Liberty and Academy, is we have proof of all our outcomes. So, yeah, no, if you want to put a property, right, into a trust, there's a reason to do it, right? The reason is to get to apply for the removal of property taxes, right? Because you're a Christian, you have to give everything to God, and so you apply to have no property taxes, just a regular application, no special silver. There's nothing special about it. You're a Christian. This is a Christian loophole. You just fill out the paperwork that way. We have in a course how to do that. So, that's why to put a property, and you can still have a mortgage or whatever. You can do it and still quick claim into, and this is a course we have, one of our courses, right? Remember, it's a bundle. Get all the courses. Yeah, this comes with it, all this training. And so you put it in a trust, and you follow all the steps, and then apply for the property tax exemption from the county level, and then receive it, and then ongoing forever, no more property taxes. That's the way to do it. You follow me? Okay. That's the right way. That's a good question, though. I mean, you got at the heart of the matter, right? And hopefully we dispelled that programming. And thank you for your question. I appreciate it.
Captain Crypto's asking, how do you get even that much in credit to buy gold if there's no income?
What do you mean if there's no income? Uh, no, you're talking about, oh, you mean like the EBT and actually it has no income? Yeah, then, well, there is that issue, right? Well, but when you apply, right, for a credit card, yes. See, there are two types of accounting information, right? There's real or pro forma, right? When you're filling out an application, there's no how to fill in a blank. It doesn't say, how to fill in the blanks on a credit or card application. It says income, and so what's your projected income that your person could be making next year? What would you like it to be? You know what I'm saying? They're
Mhm.
asking you. It's like, well, you should, and this is all in our training, okay? But you would want to stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? And answering that question so that you get that much credit. For example, my person aspires under its pro forma, filling in the blanks of any credit application. It aspires every time exactly the same amount, works for 420,000, right? Dollars. And the person, that corporation, works for Amazon, right? One of the largest, who knows what the hell do they do? And yeah, I guess you can make that much money in there. Nobody knows anything about it. Organization that seems legitimate as, all get out. And
Mhm.
so that's what my person does. So your person should do something similar. It may have worked there a decade, like mine has or whatever. So, uh, this is a system of tell on yourself, unless there's, you know, other paperwork in the system that is contrary to it, right? But your person isn't out there active doing anything, is it? No. So there's no countervailing information. Right, the IRS doesn't have anything that says, "Oh, no, he works at McDonald's this amount of money, so no, that ain't right." There isn't any of that. So whatever you tell on the application to every creditor becomes the information, you see? So that's the answer to that question. Good question. That's how you do it. Simple, right? I love it. Thank you for that question.
Kim's got one we've had before. Hello, John and Tim. Thanks for all you do. When opening a bank account for the trust, did I hear not to have an interest bearing account? My person has a money market. Do I take it and put it in the trust name?
You don't have a non-interest bearing account. No, no, no. I don't know where that comes from, but no interest, whatever. Make the maximum amount of interest that you can. No, that's fine. A bank account will be in the trust name. You open up a bank account in the trust name. It's not like if you already have an account with them. Oh, I'm going to use that and put the name of the trust on that. No, no, it's just a new separate account under the trust. You're already there. They already know you. So you just go in with the documents or you email it or, open one online, however they do it, however you interacted with them when you did your other one. You just interact with them the same way and you open a trust and that's what you do. It's very simple. Good
Deal,
question,
s-
though.
Deal said, my good friend Eric Mendez brought me to this program of yours, John.
Eric, all right. God bless you, Eric. And yeah, thanks. Thanks. It's great to have you both. And I'm happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that something about Eric and that he's still he's over on the right side of things. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for telling me.
All right, all right. I did put the link in here to the trust bundle because I wanted you to hit that back up again because if to the top of the show you said that there's a sale going on.
There's a sale going on, right? Let's Tim's got another show after this one. So if you have a quick question before we get out of here, let's fire away because we're gonna let Tim go, okay? But yeah, I can't help you if you don't have the trust. If you don't have this information, I can't help you and your family. And I really need that to happen. So we're having a discount this weekend, at least for tonight anyway. It's supposed to run for the weekend. We'll see. If it does, Timmy's on vacation. She's usually 100%. But it's happening tonight on Halloween. and I asked her to rent it for the weekend, but we'll see. But we are running another 20% off. Really, it's trick or treat time. You need all the tricks or treats that you can get, to make your family get over and be happy and sleep at night and not work your fingers to the bone just to pay for food and a roof over your head and just the basic stuff. We're talking about vacation in Switzerland again, Let's not go there again. Like, that's on nobody's mind. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to feed the family and stuff. Like, they got us by the throat, all of us. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So please get the trust. Please start down this road. Cut down your expenses one after the other. Improve what's coming in, right? Your revenue, one after the other. All of it put together makes a massive difference in your life. Please, everyone, you got to do this.
Frank says, get it.
Get it. Right. You really have to. I wish there was another way, but I have to mentor you through this as you go. We have an online private forum, right? You're going to be in there. Right. You can ask me anything as you go. We got you covered. Okay. This works. Oh, I don't know if this can work for you. This works for 100% of everyone that does this. Okay. So there's no issues. Just start and we will get you through to the finish line. Okay.
Well, before I say this one, I just want to remind people that you said that every product on the website is for sale, not just the bundle.
The bundle is for sale, and that includes every product, but individually, no.
Okay, I got you.
On a discount, but no, anybody wants a first time. The reason I do that is because I really want everyone to have all the information. That's all it is.
No, it's the best deal on there, and that's what I got myself, and extremely happy with it. But I wanted to clarify that for everyone. If you click on the bundle, that's when you'll see the discount pop up. But it's not every product that's listed individually. And then, of course, you have the payment plan. You can split it up into 4 different payments, and so you'll probably get the discount and the payment plan, which makes it a no-brainer. Jump in there and grab it. So just wanted to qualify that for everybody.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it. Your life, your family's life is going to change for the positive finally, and stay in that direction for the rest of your life and the rest of your children's lives. So please do it, please.
So here's Captain Crypto says, thanks for the info. Last question. Can someone sell online with Shopify but the product has to be bought tax-free with a Florida sales tax exemption? Do I have to pay Florida taxes for that sale? I think you're asking the exact right person because Jack happens to use Shopify, but go ahead.
And I recommend Shopify highly. You can do that. And we have the courses on that, but that's a state tax, not the IRS, you see. So what you have to do, and we have training on this. We have a course for this, and I've done it in Florida, but I didn't have a use for it myself. But what you have to do is it's not the same as the IRS. You have to apply, with your EIN and stuff, and Florida will give you the sales tax exemption. But then you actually have to report everything quarterly or face fines and problems. You're into a lot of reporting. But for the rare individual engaged in something that involves a lot of sales tax and it's worth it to you, yes, you can do that. I have done it, but for me, I don't have that issue. I don't have the sales tax issue. They don't take out sales tax out of Shopify for what I do. See, it's not a product like that. So, so I haven't done it myself, but I have the training and I have done the sales tax exemption and how you get it and the proof that I've got and all that stuff in Florida. So yes, you can do that, but just be aware of the reporting and everything, that part is different, but doable. Yeah. Can do.
Excellent. Well, then with the last minute to go, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. Next week, we'll see each other. Hopefully there won't be the District of Columbia on fire and we can just have a peaceful transition. And the election where nobody's voting is happening on Tuesday. So, let's just have.
Well, if the Capitol's on fire, so my paperwork says, My birth certificate says Washington, D.C., not even a country, a city state. I wouldn't mind watching the city state, turn into a barbecue myself. I'd be like, oh man, let me get some. I gotta have some around here. Let's roast some vegetables up on there. Get some popcorn going.
It might be entertaining, but we don't. I'd vote for peace.
Peace is peace. Yeah, peace is when, if you elect me president, you will owe no more mortgages. Everyone's mortgage gone. Everybody gets $1 million day one. All mortgages gone. Everyone gets $1 million first day. Or whoever is over there at the Treasury that didn't hand out the $1 million, fired. You're fired. So
very good. All right, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday at 7 p.m.
Thank you,
Jack.
That's a good one.
You got it.